The next text that we're going to see, we're going to cross out those words or leave those words that I crossed out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to color the words for Jesus in blue and use purple for God. This will help define the words for an easy understanding. Now let's read the text and look for more mistakes. It reads a little bit better here. Now what I did down here for the life is you can see that we're talking about Jesus, and so his life, Jesus was life, that also God, I capitalized all of them because God's life is in Jesus, but also this is Jesus walking around, so I have to put half the word in purple and half the word in blue for an easier understanding, and it's easy, quick reference as you look back when you're searching for the text. As you can see that I didn't really change much, the meaning's still there. I don't know, I took liberties with the word which to whom, but it did read better when you read it that way. Now when we read this, and you might have noticed that the words kind of seem to go together, so let me bunch them in groups and let me try to put those groups together and explain a little bit here. Now here we have the word, his word, so I group those. Then it gets down to beginning, which doesn't really go with the top or the bottom as a group, but sticks out, because down here it's talking about all things, nothing came, and then came into being. Here the group was life, and then light shines in darkness, and darkness did not comprehend him. The word came and sent, as you see I made a space as though this can be separated in two more different verses, but I left them together right now, and then we'll see that all of a sudden I have no way of connecting these two next verses except for that we entered John's name and then reiterated what was said from above. Now, in the next grouping, I have his light shows up as part of this group, and then there's another group of this light directly talking about Jesus coming and where he is bearing witness. Let's reread the words in these groups and see what we can learn from the groupings. I'll add the other words in, and I'll italic them in blue and red. Here I added the word Jesus' word, and then what I did was his word was not with God but like God's, because in the beginning Jesus was very much the Creator's Son, where the Creator Son would have created as well. Then what I did was I left the word down here, or put the word with down here. And this way I added the word Jesus' word was with God, which pretty much states what I was trying to get to, that his word was like God's. Now some of you guys are going to start jumping all up and down and saying, hey, now you're really starting to change the text. Well, I'm the one telling you that I seen God, and I've got a lot to say, and to do this you got to bear with me a little bit, because as John seen God as light, I seen God as pure light. And I'm telling you that others are going to be able to repeat what I've done, and then when you get that far along in all this that I'm telling you, that God's going to show up as light to you as well. So what I'm going to do is put some dots here to separate these meanings from these words here, because here we have a hard time because I've crossed out all these words beginning with God, and then here Jesus was with God, and this all of a sudden these simple words, the Word was God, now changes to Jesus' Word was with God, meaning the same thing as up here, just slightly different, but all of a sudden didn't mean that the text itself is God. So what I'm going to do is continue here and add the words become, and then we could have used the word by or from here. I'm going to use the word from. I'm going to add the word them. I'm going to add the word them here and take the word him out. And then this way we understood from the above verses that all things became being from them, which is true. Apart from them, nothing came a being. Now, nothing I have a hard time with. Some might want to leave the word into here. That's fine. You can do this on your own later, but I'm doing this. And then still, this last verse, because that's what we've been talking about, is their life, and their life is the light for man. Or, what I've done here is I've added the word is to take care of was, because was is a past tense word, and their light is a light for man, not men, because they're excluding females when we use the word men. So when I'm using the word man, I'm meaning male and female. And when the word man comes up next, I will change that to male. Anytime it's a direct reference to one person as a male, I'll refer to it as a male. And if it's one female, I'm going to refer to her as a female. But to take the word men and change it to man, there's a big difference to include women here, because Jesus just didn't come to save men. Now, then again, their light shines in darkness. Now, this is going to be a stretch for those, but like I tried to say before, that John witnesses God because God was talking to him and telling him what was going to happen, and for him to go down and witness his son Jesus, and then Jesus is going to be the light that men are going to come to God, the Father. So here I've changed it, their light shines in darkness, and then this darkness did not comprehend them. I'll add them later. Some might not want me to add them right now. Here's where I changed the word man to male to understand that it was one man that came to, from God to be witnessed, or sent from God to witness Jesus. Now here again I took off the word his and their light, because that's what we've talked about before. And then I changed I added the word their light here, because all this text can be taken out. Now what this does do is it starts chopping up the verses to where it's hard to read. But we might find that this verse here goes with the following verse, or these words now belong to the one below. But I'm needing to cross out words and go through it slowly and show you the changes. And then here I added for John to bear witness, and not that he might bear witness, that he is not here to might maybe nothing. John's here to witness of his light, which we understand is Christ, and his light whom came to the world, enlightens not every man but every one. This way we include the whole world when we say this, and meaning that in the end Christ is for everyone, and not just the Jewish people